One. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerdist, the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, with my co-host.
This is Eli.
Yep, and we're back with a new episode. And yeah, like I said, we're almost at the end of January. Why does this feel like 3 months of 2018?
I don't know.
I don't know. It just feels like it's taking forever for January to end. I'm ready to get past this so we can get to February, and it's just taking an insane amount of time to do this. Hate to bring this up. Just want to get slightly political real quick. For those that don't know, because I think this stuff we do need to talk about. Trump. He has opened the government back up for another 3 weeks, so he's taking hostage negotiations. But then he's gonna close it down again afterwards.
I saw that one meme. Those Lord of the Rings memes where about the second breakfast.
Yeah.
The second breakfast memes.
Uh
huh. So it was one of that. Is hey, what about the shutdown? We've already had it. He said we've had one. What about second shutdown?
Like people are kind of forgetting about that. Yeah, he's gonna shut it down again. He only opened it back up because so many of his people are getting arrested. He had to do something.
Yeah. Oh shit! I thought the FBI was gonna not work while the government was shut down.
I turned on the news. I'm seeing a guy getting his door kicked in like he's on Scarface shit, like it's one of his advisors and stuff. Like, oh damn, okay. Yeah. The guy's like 70 years old. Do you really need that many people to kick his door in? I don't know.
Fuck it. Fuck that shit. Yeah, drag his ass out, tase his ass. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, like he's Trump advisor. Whatever they say he did that shit.
Yeah, man. Tase his ass, mace him. Like they maced that dude, the black guy having a stroke. They maced him and tased him and all that shit.
The white guy got stroke, and then he said he screamed out in the news, "You're treating me like a black person."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, they're really not.
Yeah, you're alive, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Yeah. That's okay. Oh, before we get that one more political thing we're gonna talk about, Eli, I gotta let him know about your last episode of Geek's Ass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I'd rather call him Brother Eli Mustafa. He put on his
or Chief Pokalata Twat.
Right. Go listen to that and hear an epic rant basically what's going on with the whole thing with that asshole douchebag that's now in the White House, that was doing what was it, a Native Pride March, Eli?
Yeah, it was the Indigenous Peoples March, which got totally overshadowed by these little shithead Catholic schoolboys.
Right. I had no idea it was a whole march going on. I just thought they were just picking on one guy, just for no reason.
Oh, no. There was it's an Indigenous Peoples March, yes. Like the Million Man March, only our version of it.
Right.
So like 100-man march. And it totally got overshadowed over, these little white kids. Right. Totally stole it.
And somehow he got invited to the White House.
Yeah, he got invited because he was wearing his hat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy world. That's why the rest of the podcast, we're not going to talk, well, actually we are. We're going to not talk about that bullshit. We're just going to talk about fantasy fiction bullshit because the real world is getting fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And getting nuttier as it goes along.
That's why we read this shit because, the life sucks, but comic books are awesome.
Exactly. Until the comics gate is still pointing out, you SJWs. But whatever. Eli, can we get into the main meat of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so number one, Eli, give it to me. What is number one for this week?
I got Glass.
You have Glass. Glass is number one for the week. Okay, so number two, we have The Upside, the black dude and white dude becomes friends movie. They got to make one of those every whatever. Number three, Aquaman. We're going to get back to Aquaman in a second, but we're going to keep it going for right now. Number four, The Kid Who Would Be King.
Oh, that's another King Arthur. The kid becomes King Arthur. And,
I guess, something like that. Okay.
Lancelot's black and,
What?
It's like it's like these kids at high school become. It's like a modern day version of the kid, the Sword in the Stone shit.
Kind of like that Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I guess, yeah.
That was a weird ass fucking movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Not his best. He came a long way from that to The Revenant. So yeah. Number five, we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse still hanging in there. Basically, word of mouth is getting in there. Number six, The Green Book still hanging in there. Number 7, we have A Dog's Way Home. I completely forgot what that is.
Dog people movie.
Oh yeah, I'm not seeing that. They make money, obviously. Number 8, Serenity, but not the Serenity we remember.
Oh yeah. What is that?
I don't know. I
Not,
just
not
remember
Firefly.
not Firefly. Awesome
Okay.
movie. Go see that. Chiwetel Ejiofor made his bad guy role. We're talking about a completely different movie. It's basis not that one.
No.
Number 9, we have Escape Room, and number 10 is still hanging in there. Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Ooh,
Can't believe it's still made number 10. It beat Bumblebee and Mary Poppins.
damn. And for only and as a limited release, because like I said, it was only showing like few theaters and like one showing a day and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking at the theaters right now. It's wait, it looked like they put in a few more theaters than what it was before, because I think it was like 1,000 at first, but now it's actually been in theaters. So here's the thing. Now, let me look at Dragon Ball right now. Dragon Ball, they're saying it's probably going to hit 100 million by the end of this weekend, which for a Japanese animated movie is unheard of. I mean,
Yeah.
now it's not going to be the highest grossing Japanese anime movie, but it's up there.
Did it make more money than Ghost in the Shell? The not animated Ghost in the Shell.
I'm pretty. Oh, you talking about Scarlett Johansson?
ScarJo in a shell. Yeah, did it make,
Oh. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's take a look and see. I hope not. Actually, I hope so. Did you ever see it?
I did see it.
Okay. Yeah, that movie sucked.
Yeah.
We're not going to comment it, but I do want to do a self-plug. We actually did a comment on Solo the other day for everybody who don't know. Definitely, after you listen to this podcast, go check out the Solo commentary. We break everything down in the movie compared to spaghetti westerns, compared to 70s crime dramas, compare all the Easter eggs in there we could find. What do we think about the first act, second act, third act? We break the movie down. You want to break down of it, go listen to that at Outright Geekery. We geek out.
Watch it along with us. It's like you'll be watching it with us.
Exactly.
While we ruin the whole fucking movie.
While we roast the movie or praise it. What are we talking about?
That's its moments.
Yeah, we filibustered. Yeah, you don't have to boycott it. Oh, matter of fact, Eli, did I ever tell you I found out what Soylo means?
Soylo?
Yeah, because that's what it was saying. Boycott Soylo.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I found out what it means. Okay, so have you ever heard the term soy boy?
No.
Okay. Gonna learn you something today.
Okay, yeah.
Gather around, kids. Okay, so
Yeah,
apparently a soy boy is someone that eats a lot of soy products, and apparently soy products mess with testosterone, something like that, and it makes you impotent and feminine, things like that. I don't know.
Oh, what's that dude from Entourage that was like growing boobs because of it or something?
Probably something like that. Basically, he's overly effeminate, basically. So
Yeah.
And the reason they're saying soy boy and connecting it to this because who runs Star Wars?
George Lucas?
No.
Oh no, Disney?
Well, technically, yeah, but who owns the actual division of Star Wars?
Lucasfilm? I don't know, man.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, of course, they're getting pissed that Kathleen Kennedy is putting her agenda into these Star Wars movies. So basically, they're saying anybody that works for her is a soy boy. So they basically, without even seeing Solo, they just figured it was a movie about a SJW agenda.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't following that.
Okay, but that's where Soylo came from because they call him a soy boy or whatever. I don't know. And Pandolando.
That's clever.
It's it's a stretch, but they did it. Okay, I filibustered long enough. Ghost in the Shell has done worldwide lifetime 169 million.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So Dragon Ball Z will beat it.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. What were we going to talk about a second ago? Let's actually talk about Aquaman. Let me give you some real numbers on Aquaman. Aquaman is currently at 1,090,754,000,000 and I don't know, 74 cents, some shit like that. Anyway, point is, it is the highest grossing DC movie, not DCEU, DC movie of all time. It has beaten The Dark Knight Rises, which was the highest one at first. And
Did it beat BVS yet?
Did it be what?
CBS?
Yeah. Oh, it beat BVS like a
Oh, okay.
while ago.
What's the high? Is it the highest now?
Yes, it's the highest.
Oh,
It beat it.
okay.
Yes, it is the highest grossing DC movie of all time.
Whoa.
Yes,
Aqua.
Aquaman,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
savior of the DC. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think I saw somewhere where it said it's actually like in Warner Brothers. I'm hearing it's the second highest grossing Warner Brothers movie of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know what's first. I think I heard that something like that. If I'm wrong, correct me on it. I'll put a disclaimer on it if I look at it. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but yet it says the second highest grossing WB movie of all time and the highest grossing DC movie of all time. That's insane for Aquaman. I don't know what else to say. James Wan went on Twitter basically saying orange
Yeah.
is the new black.
Yeah. Aquaman. He's like, hey, y'all, Aquaman. You know, did you get a hold of those two big motherfuckers I told you about? And they were like, who? And he said, these nuts.
Oh, and then I'm seeing a clip of hashtag like James 1 billion, basically saying he made history. He's the first director to do $1 billion in 2 different franchises.
No shit.
Yeah, because he did Furious 7,
Okay.
That
made $1 billion?
and oh hell yeah.
Well,
When that
damn.
movie came out, it was like number 4 of all time.
Okay. Is that the one with Ronda Rousey?
No, that's 6. Come on,
Okay.
you don't know your Fast and Furious?
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I saw the one
You
with
don't
Ronda
know
Rousey.
the lore, the mythology?
The one where Paul Walker died at
Yes,
the end,
that's the one where
or
Paul Walker
he
died.
drove away at the end.
Right.
That
And then
he
they
did
were
that
playing,
one?
right. When they were playing the sad music with Wiz Khalifa and everybody was crying in the theater. Yeah, that's
And
the one.
that he did that one.
He did that one.
I did see that then.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
that movie did $1 billion.
Okay.
So
Cool.
but I think he did more Fast and Furious movies than that one. But I know that's the one that made $1 billion. And he made Aquaman, which also made $1 billion. So he's in 2 different franchises, cranking out money left and right. And we want to give credit to China all the time, but let's really look at these numbers. Yeah, Aquaman has grossed already $300 million in America alone. Well, domestically alone, so that doesn't include America. Also include like Canada and Mexico. Mexico get movies? I don't know.
I'm sure they do at some point.
I feel like that's racist to say that, but oh well.
Yeah, y'all can find the bootlegs. They straight up sell bootlegs at their Mexican stores.
Like they tax them and everything. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, they straight up sell bootlegs.
So
you probably
yeah.
buy Aquaman at a Mexican store.
Just be careful because you might not come back. By then the wall will be built. Yeah. So yeah, 300 million. So yeah, you can't say that it was just successful in China. Cause let me pull up some China numbers. How you looking, China? How you looking, China? Okay. Yeah. China has done 294 million, so it's actually grossed more million in America than it has in China.
Yeah, and like I said, I saw it last weekend
Yeah.
for like the third time, and the theater was still pretty full.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can't say, oh, because it's China. No, it's not because of China. They actually, I mean, it's a worldwide phenomenon.
The women are.
I mean, hey, women are all over the world.
Yeah, man, they're half the population.
Right. And some dudes.
Yeah.
Like looking at shirtless Jason Momoa. I do think he was shirtless a little too much in the movie. Like some reason, like why is he shirtless?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. Look, I'm not gonna break down the plot too much, but like, I get it. Fan service. They make all these movies for us, and we read all these X-Men swimsuit issues, kind of like that. Why can't you give the women fan service? This is what I think he like. This is what I think about fan service, and people say this all the time. These comic book movies, they already have our money. Me and you, the guys, comic book nerds,
Yeah.
they have our money. So they don't have to sell us. But how do you sell the girlfriend? How do you sell the wife?
Yeah.
Shirtless Jason Momoa.
Yeah. It's just like in the 80s with like Rambo and Schwarzenegger. At some point, at the end of the movie, towards the end battle, they always got their shirts ripped off.
But here's the thing, though, and maybe I'm too young to remember this. Like, yes, Rambo was shirtless, Arnold Schwarzenegger shirtless. I don't remember anybody sexualizing them. I don't know. Maybe they did, but
Well, I wasn't because
right. Ooh.
actually I remember seeing Rambo 2 in the theater,
Yeah.
and I heard some. Oh man, this is gonna sound racist too now. When I was sitting next, like a couple rows from me, there was like these chicks sitting there, watching a movie, and they're like kind of like woo whenever Schwarzenegger or not. No, this is Rambo.
This is
Whenever
Rambo. So this
Stallone,
is Stallone, right?
yeah, running around and with no shirt on, and then when he kissed the chick, the Vietnamese girl,
Yeah.
one of them said, "No, Rambo."
Oh wow!
This
Well,
is the
this is
80s,
the
though.
80s. This is the
This
80s.
is the
It's
80s.
a completely different time.
Yeah, I was like, I was what 10 years old or whatever when I saw
Right.
that. Shit.
Yeah, so, but why Rambo 2? Rambo 3, he was a lot bigger and more ripped.
Yeah, he's
Think
still
they
ripped.
go
Well, Rocky
through.
and in Rocky movies, he's
Right,
like,
but he did like both of them all at the same time, like Rocky and Rambo. He was pretty much shirtless all through the 80s.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't remember, like, when people think back on it, I don't hear people like sexualize it. Oh, I go back and watch Sylvester Stallone movies, and I mean they probably did. I just don't remember hearing it. But with Jason Momoa, you hear it all the time. They sexualize him, and it's fan service or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It feels different. I don't know. Like I feel like they're trying to make Jason Momoa sexy. Not to say he's not a sexy dude. If he is, he is. I feel like they're trying to sexy him up and make him this heartthrob. Where I feel like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, those guys were shirtless the whole time. I didn't feel like they were selling them as heartthrobs. They were just action dudes.
Yeah, it's weird because like us dudes like that shit. I mean, they beat the shit out of everybody and like, yeah, that's cool. So the dudes were hooked.
Right.
You know?
I'll give you another example. Jason Statham. He's shirtless through all his movies.
Yeah.
But doesn't feel sexualized. He's just beating the shit out of people with no shirt on.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I said, it's all the same to me, but I do feel like they're taking an angle like, oh, we got to sexy him up. Even on the trailers, it feels like they're sexing him up.
Yeah, he's all greased up.
Yeah, he's all greasy and bronzed and wet
shit.
and sweaty and
flipping his hair and
right.
shit. And,
I guess, hey, if that's what you go to see a movie for, knock yourself out. It gave me everything. Look, he wrote Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So if you go because Jason Momoa is sexy, fine. I want to see him write Cthulhu. Best of both worlds. Everybody's happy. Success to $1 billion.
No shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big for Aquaman.
And hold up. Let's not just blame Aquaman for this. This is damn near a trope, Eli. Let's talk about this. I know we got other shit to talk about, but let's talk about this because I've noticed this. This is a trope. The shirtless dude. Marvel does this shit all the time. The Chris's, all of them are shirtless through those movies, and they're not shirtless through all the movies, but they're shirtless maybe through like 2 scenes or 1 scene for no reason, and it's always in the trailer.
Yeah, they gotta like fucking diet and exercise for 4 months just for that one shot.
Right. Like, why is he shirtless? Like, he's just shirtless for no reason, just walking into the sun. Nobody's talking to him, and then just cut away, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, why was Thor taking a bath in the Age of Ultron shirtless, naked? In a cave? That scene made no fucking sense.
Yeah, and he did his hair flip in slow motion and shit.
Like Man of Steel. Henry Cavill just run around just shirtless the whole time. Hairy chest. Now to be honest with you, they sexy him up too because a lot of they're like, Superman is boring. Nobody wants to see Superman. Okay, hairy chest. Bam. There you go. So a lot of women, well, I ain't gonna say a lot because that movie didn't make no damn money. But there was a lot of women at least interested in seeing that movie. I know he was doing a talk show host stuff like that, and every time like on The View and shit like that, the women would just, cream themselves in their pants every time he showed up. So yeah, but this like I said, this is a trope. But have you ever seen Scarlett Johansson? Have you ever seen Black Widow sexied up?
Well, she's running around in like a skin tight.
That's true. She is running around in skin tight, but you never see just a scene where she's just stripping down or in the shower.
She's in the shower.
Yeah,
no,
they never do that. Wasp, you never see that. Oh, shit.
They do make it a point to show ass, though. Especially in the promo shots. And
that's
the
true.
Poster.
Yeah, the way she's posing and stuff, but it's not overly done. So they're definitely.
I was just thinking about that shit today because there was a thing on Netflix canceling all the Defenders shows.
Yeah,
and it showed the Defenders picture, of all the Defenders standing there, and then what's her face, Jessica Jones. She's standing to the sideways, sticking her ass out. I was like, oh shit! But then I look at Luke Cage, and there he is. He's got his arm up, so you can see his biceps and shit.
Right.
Because he's like, holding on to like, he's got his arm in the air, but they make it a point that those big, thick fucking arms of his.
Right. That's what sells the show.
Yeah.
So somebody did an exact opposite of that because I think that at first Avengers poster you had the heroes and then like Scarlett Johansson was the only one with her ass out. They're like, what if we did the exact opposite? And then she was fine, but everybody else had their ass out, like Iron Man and Nick Fury and shit. So yeah. So like I said, these superhero movies didn't know what they're doing. They have our money, but these guys are gonna be shirt. Like, why the fuck is Star-Lord shirtless in space? Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they were spraying him down, right? Remember? They were spraying them all down. He's going to jail.
Spraying them all down. Okay.
Ain't nobody talking when I'm talking, fellas. So shut the fuck up.
But what about Volume 2? It wouldn't get sprayed down. They literally just opened a scene with him shirtless for no reason.
I'm trying to think, what was he doing?
He was just putting on a shirt.
He was just walking around naked.
Yeah.
Just
He just walking around shirtless. He put on a shirt and then he started having dialogue. Like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, I'm not complaining. Whatever you do to take your wives and girlfriends to go see the movie, because you're dragging them to go see the movies anyway. Because you know if you drag them to go see a superhero movie, they're going to take you to go see a romantic comedy movie.
Yeah.
So you might as well just, hopefully they don't suffer through it as much as they want. So if you take them to Aquaman, hey, they might not have to drag you to a Tyler Perry movie and thing like that. They might just say, hey, we got the best of both worlds. I want to see it anyway. It's a movie for everybody. So, free one on you. I think we're done with the movies. We talked too long about movies and shirtless Jason Momoa and the Chris's. And why was Chris Pine naked? No, wait, I'm not going to talk about that. Let's go.
Chris who?
Chris Pine, Wonder Woman. Like, fucking, no, actually, that scene was actually funny.
Yeah, that was a total. Well, I think they were making a statement in that.
They were making a statement. That scene was like, I'll let
that little thing control your life or some shit.
Right. Are you a sign of the average man? Well, above average. So I'll let that one slide because that was actually funny. So, now can we talk about your boy Eli?
My boy.
Your boy.
Jason Momoa? Again?
No, we talked about shirtless Jason Momoa. Wow. Bill Maher.
Oh, he ain't my boy.
Let's go ahead and get this shit out the way, man. Okay, yeah, like I said, we have Bill Maher. Okay, first off, let's back this up again. Like I said, rest in peace to Stan Lee. Stan Lee passed in November. This was like a while ago. November.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. He died 2 months ago. Back then, Bill Maher put out a blog. You know, he wrote a personal blog, pretty much attacking us and you and everybody else that, you know, reads comic books or plays video games or basically in the nerd culture.
Yeah.
Yo, he basically shitted on everybody that's into that. But the thing was, his show was on hiatus at the time.
Yeah.
So he didn't get an extra chance to talk about it on his show from then till now because he was on hiatus, even though up until then, everybody kept asking about it. Like, the blog went viral. We talked about it last year. We got pissed. Other people talked about it. It got all over the place. But now that his show is back on the air, he actually had a segment where he talked about basically the same stuff he talked about in the blog. Now, I just want to address this again because I don't know why I'm addressing this again. Why are we addressing this again?
I don't know, because he acted like a passive aggressive like ex. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like calling you on to, hey, remember the time you made me pay for McDonald's? You know?
Right.
You still owe me $5. Like some shit. That's what it is. It's like some petty ass shit. Like 2 months. You know, this was 2 months ago.
Right.
And he came back and had, you know, I got like a troll. Like,
right. And my thing is, if he wanted to make this point or whatever point he was trying to make, don't put Stan Lee into this shit. You could have made this point at any time. You didn't have to put Stan Lee's name in it at all. Yes, he wanted to talk shit about saying he wasn't attacking Stan Lee. Bullshit. You were attacking anybody that's a fan of comic books or takes comic book series as literature, which we all do because of Stan Lee. Yeah. So of course Stan Lee took this shit super seriously. This was his life. This was his legacy that he was doing. So shitting on comics is shitting on his legacy, which is shitting on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's like he's and this ain't the first time he's bitched about comic books and comic book movies before Stan Lee passed away. So it's he keeps bringing it back up, and in his eyes he thinks comic books are like for dummies, and that's the dumbing down of the nation is because of comic books, and which is not is not the case, because he doesn't read comic books, so he wouldn't know how, what a legitimate art form that it is.
Mean, but at the same time, it's Bill Maher saying the same bullshit that everybody that didn't read comics pretty much say. Anytime you tell somebody you read comic books, anytime I tell somebody I read comic books, they all of a sudden your IQ goes down a few points.
Yeah.
They just look at you like, oh, okay. But that's because they have that different mind frame that they don't know that there's actually some great stories that have been Nobel Prize winning, and these guys that win all kind of awards like that. Stan Lee won all kind of awards. Didn't he? With that Spider-Man one we reviewed, didn't he win something for that one? The one where Harry was a drug addict.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like Elon Musk read comic books,
right?
Barack Obama didn't he quote Stan Lee in one of his speeches and shit? I mean,
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and in the segment he names all these intelligent authors and shit,
right?
But he does, fucking. We have Ta-Nehisi Coates, currently writing Captain America and Black Panther right now.
Right. So he's fine with Ta-Nehisi Coates writing other stories. But the moment that same author that has been winning wars left and right writes a comic book, all of a sudden that shit? Why would that be shit? He's still him. He's still writing the same stuff.
Yeah, and what's her name? What's her face? The Margaret. What's her name? The chick who wrote, or the chick? She's Atwood. Is there I can't remember her name. Margaret Atwood or something. The one who wrote *Handmaid's Tale*.
Right.
A very classic sci-fi dystopian novel. She's written comics.
Right.
So
that's why I don't understand where he's coming with this. You got artists like writers like Neil Gaiman. There is nothing juvenile about anything Neil Gaiman writes.
Yeah.
Like he writes some stuff, he's gonna blow your mind with that stuff. You got Alan Moore writing these classic stories. Frank Miller, depending on the decade, ish could be in there. But like I said, you have some great artists. It's an art form. Comics is an art form. It's no different from any other medium that are TV, movie, radio, video games, which they also shit on all the time also. But comics no different from that. And it's probably older than a lot of these other mediums out there also. Hell, the cavemans were drawing comics. That's what you read those things on there, a sequential story. That's what they were doing.
The Japanese.
Right.
I mean, manga comics are mainstream culture.
Right, it's serious shit over there. They take it very serious. Manga, anime, it's for everybody. It's not just for kids. It's for everybody.
Yeah, and look at them. They're smart as fuck. Like they're inventing all this technology and shit. It just goes to show that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And this whole bit that he did. And you know what? I love a good joke. I love a good comedy. I love good stand-up. If you make something fun of something and it's funny and it's clever, hey, I'll laugh at it. I'm cool with it. But he made like these same stereotypical old ass jokes that we've heard, before. Yes, comics are for kids. Comic nerds don't get laid. Just that same stereotypical comic book nerdy jokes that he sounded like the fucking coach from Revenge of the Nerds. It was nothing new. He wasn't give us any spin or any clever new joke about comic book nerds. It was just the same old shit we've all heard all our lives. So yeah. Hello?
Okay, hey, yeah.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, my fault. I unhooked my headphones for a second. Okay, hopefully you kept talking. I didn't hear what was going on. But yeah, that's the thing. We got I know we brought some time on that. But yeah, we got all these things going on with we have classic writers in here. We have classic artists that do that. And he's just like every other, like you want to say bully, whatever you want to call it, people that shit on the art form or shit on the medium, basically thinking that we can't, just because we read this stuff, that we're dumb. Or we can't be responsible adults.
Yeah.
I mean, that's stupid. That's
how
dumb.
Many fucking, were like fans of him,
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, you can do this stuff. You can be a responsible adult and you can read comics. You can play video games. Plenty of people Well, like video game, he shit on video game. Video games are probably the youngest medium we have out right now as far as what people are flocking to right now. And you have families that get together and become friends over video games. You have a wife that will sit there and watch her husband play like a story-based game, like Resident Evil. You know, watch her husband play through it, ask a question just like it's a regular movie, except he's playing through it. So you're just shitting on a medium for no reason. It's actually bringing joy to people. Now, yes, do you have people that are a little bit too obsessed with this stuff, like too far into fiction, or play so much video games that it affects their marriage and wrecks their relationship? Yes, there are people out there. But guess what? You have the same people getting divorced over football, over they watch too much TV, or
they smoke too much weed.
Exactly.
Like Bill Maher's pothead ass.
Exactly. So you just can't blame it on one thing or one medium when those people actually have a psychological disorder that could be associated with anything. Too much of anything is a bad thing. And so you want to shit on a cosplayer, but you don't talk about this guy that won't talk to his brother because his team lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, fantasy football. Was that? Isn't that just Dungeons and Dragons for jocks?
Fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons with. That's all it is. You guys are a bunch of nerds. That's all you are.
Yeah.
So you'll take this thing seriously, but comic books suck.
Yeah.
So
it's like it brings, at the end of the day, it brings joy to people.
Right.
And it like I said before, reality can be such a downer, and sometimes we just want to, turn it off for fucking 10 minutes while we read a fucking comic book. Can we do that? You fucking pothead, You know what I'm saying?
It's the dumbest thing, man. It's like we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. It's okay to like comic books, okay to like video games, and still take care of your business at home, take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your wife. Make money and still enjoy this stuff at the home when you get home. You can't judge people by their hobbies.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like the nerds have inherited the earth. I mean, that's just the culture it is now. All these, the jocks and the preppies who ragged on these nerds for playing D&D, for reading comic books, for being in the AV club and in the computer club and all that shit, they run the world now.
And Eli, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. It's a generational gap.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah. Because he was probably a jock asshole or whatever the fuck he was into. Some, smug fucking popular kid who, didn't like computers and whatever the fuck, and ragged on all of us who did. And
right. And these are the guys that when Stan Lee was in his heyday back in the 70s and 60s, they wouldn't take him seriously. He used to go on the talk shows. They look down on him. They look at the stuff he did. Fantastic Four, I'll ask my kid about whatever the hell that is, So he knew these guys looked down on him, but at the same time, he knew that he was making, literature because the stuff he was making, people were making think pieces about Silver Surfer and what Thor means and, the life of Spider-Man. They were actually taking this stuff seriously. Doctor Strange, So they were taking this stuff seriously, the people that were fans of stuff, reading this stuff, and it made them open their minds and think. You got guys, like you said, Elon Musk. Probably wouldn't be the guy he was if he wasn't reading comic books and had a more brilliant imagination.
And I bet you he watches all the Marvel movies,
Hell, he was in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, so was Bill Maher, or Iron Man 3, or whatever.
Oh, fuck, he wasn't. I think he was in Iron Man 2.
He was in a deleted scene. That's probably what this is all about. They probably deleted the scene, and now he's fucking butthurt and shit. But like Shakespeare, how many Shakespeare fucking stories had ghosts in it? Isn't that like a horror movie? Does that count as a fucking horror genre?
Exactly. It's no different. I mean, comic books would deal in fiction and science fiction and fantasy. You can look at Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, okay, but you can't look at, I don't know, Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, War of the World, all the shit that fucking H.G. Wells and Jules Verne wrote. This was, superheroes are what? Don't they say superheroes are an American creation?
Right, but at the same time, the concept of superheroes has been around since they've been everything. I mean, what makes Superman different from Hercules?
Yeah, Hercules, fucking Beowulf, fucking King Arthur. I mean, those are all heroes. But as far as like the comic book superhero, that was invented in this century or last century.
Right, last century, 1938. Even though it was Pulp Fiction, thing like that. But it's an American invention.
Yeah, it's a new mythology for a new age, So, Yeah, just like movies. Movies are a new form of storytelling. It's a new art form that this, and just people like assholes like him are shitting on it because they don't find it valid as books or whatever, or a painting or
Right.
whatever.
And we're not saying that you're not supposed to, look at paintings and not all the authors he named, not be familiar with them. Be familiar with those authors also. Be familiar with art paintings. Experience, all kind of culture out there. You have to just be stuck in one lane and that's it. Like only thing you read is just like even comic books. We talk about all the time. Comic cast talk about all the time. Like don't even read one type of comic. Or don't just read comics. Just read. Don't get out of superhero comics sometimes.
Yeah, I read all kinds of shit.
Exactly. You don't have to be stuck in one genre no matter what you do. If you listen to music, don't listen to one type of music. You can branch out and listen to other things or one type of TV show and things like that. You can, you can broaden your mind. You can take comic books serious and still be fine.
Yeah. And I like how he sort of, all these movies are about a glowy thing. He's basically attacking the superhero tropes. Well,
Right.
yeah, those are tropes of that particular genre. Just like the Western had the trope of the gunslinger, or, a romantic comedy has a trope of, that.
The guy walking at the end of the train trying to stop his girl from leaving on the
Yeah.
plane. I watched too many romantic comedies.
Yeah,
No.
or comedies. Just comedy. Just take the comedy genre in general. It's always about a guy getting into another thing he's not familiar with, like the outsider. Beverly Hills Cop, the cop from the shitty city going into this, preppy town. Any. It's always about an outsider. Happy Gilmore, the hockey player that plays golf. That outsider trying to fit in into that norm. That's what every comedy is. Every comedy movie ever made. It's basically that.
Right.
So yeah, everything's got tropes. So,
I mean, like I said, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like the movies. But him shitting on Stan Lee's legacy, which is basically what he's doing,
yeah,
days after he died, come on, man. You're clickbait, man. We know what you are. You're clickbait.
yeah, and saying that comic book movies are for unintelligent people that are adding to the dumbing down of the nation is very invalid, because I think comic books are getting people not only to read, but also making other people aware of what's going on. Because how many comic books deal with the issues of today and current affairs and all that shit?
Hell, or even back then, like all the time. Hell,
Yeah.
Captain America punched Hitler in the face. This was before America entered World War II.
Yeah,
That's how America started learning that Hitler was a piece of shit.
yeah, and of course, when we're kids, we don't notice that shit.
Right.
As an adult, we notice what he was saying. We notice that Professor X and fucking Charles Xavier were Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and we're seeing like, wow, I never thought of it that way, and that's so clear to me now as an adult. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
Star Wars. I had no idea that Star Wars was a whole thing on fascism. I just, as a kid, it's just lightsabers and fucking Death Stars and X-wings and shit blowing up.
Right.
Now
But
that I
the
look
older
back, like,
you
holy
get, the
shit.
more you start looking at it again, and you start noticing things you didn't notice before.
Yeah, as an adult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he just doesn't. Basically, in the end, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Basically. Forget that. Now, I do want to say one more thing before we get away from this. A lot of you guys that are just talking and trashing Bill Maher on Twitter and the stuff you're saying, some of you guys are kind of proving them right. Like, be careful about the stuff you're doing, because you basically, like I said, this is clickbait. He's baiting you, and you're falling for the bait. You're falling for the trap. So you don't have to call him the C word. You don't have to call him all kind of names and stuff like that. Just ignore this guy. We should ignore him also. I just want to just say this because he has a bigger following than us.
Oh yeah.
So when he says this shit, yeah, he makes us all look bad. So we kind of have to respond to him, but don't fall for his trap. Don't fall for his clickbait. Come on, don't feed the troll.
And in the end, like I said, he's just being like mad petty, and like, this was 2 months ago, man.
Right.
This was 2 months ago, and you brought it back up. You did this whole bit on something that happened that I pretty much forgot about.
Exactly. He's just trying to get ratings for his show. That's all. Hey, let's shit on Stan Lee. It'll get people to watch my shitty show.
Yeah, and rile everybody up, and then he can, yeah. It's like,
Okay. That being said, let's move on past that. Let's talk about the Oscars.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so much bullshit going on with the Oscars right now.
Stupid comic book movies are invaded our Oscar.
That's exactly what they're saying. So yeah, it's a bunch of superhero movies. I wish I had the numbers in front of me. I mean, I wish I had the Oscar nominees in front of me right now. Eli, give it to me. What are the Oscar nominees?
Black Panther.
I mean, I was hoping you'd give me the whole list, but yeah.
I know Black Panther. I know like Bohemian Rhapsody's nominated for shit.
Mm-hmm.
That Star is Born
bullshit. Now, here's the thing: Black Panther and Bohemian Rhapsody are the two most controversial choices of like I said, Best Picture. Black Panther, we know why. But Bohemian Rhapsody, on the other hand, some of you may not know why. Some people say the movie isn't good enough to be in the contention. I haven't seen it. Eli, I know you've seen it. Eli, let me ask you:
I've seen it twice.
Does he deserve a nomination?
I think at least the dude who did the actor.
Exactly.
The actor. He knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. But the movie itself as a whole.
And it has it does it looks it's very well shot. There's some really cool scenes in there that are just cinematically well done. But I guess from what people are saying, it doesn't show enough of Freddie Mercury's debauchery, But then again, it was PG-13, and it's not his story. It's supposed to be about the band.
Yeah, you can't give a dude to reach around in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was cool. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I saw it twice. And I'm not the biggest Queen fan, but as for what I saw, I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay. So, I actually have the nominees up now. Let's just go through this and get people
favorites. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, so I got it. So I got Black Panther, Black Klansman.
Oh, really? That's right. I did see that.
Somebody said this is actually Spike Lee's first nomination.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. They're saying it might be his first Best Picture nomination or his, I think he got for Best Director or something like that, but that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Malcolm X wasn't nominated for nothing?
I don't know. I know it didn't win. And everybody said that was a complete snub. Because I was like, Malcolm X didn't win? What?
I would at least get nominated, right?
I don't think I think Malcolm X did get nominated. I can't remember if he did or not. I know it didn't win shit. I know that.
I know the studios were pissed off at him.
Yeah.
He went around getting money from it. Like a bunch of black actors donated. Because they wouldn't was it Warner Brothers or whatever? Damn, we're going deep now.
Yeah, you talking about Malcolm X, right?
Some nerdy shit. Yeah, he was going over budget with the movie, and Warner Brothers wouldn't give him any more money. So, Oprah and fucking all these famous black actors and actresses fucking just gave him a bunch, donated a bunch of money so he could finish it. What he wanted to do.
You know that movie's 3 hours long, right?
Yeah, I know. And
that movie's long as fuck. That was one of those movies on VHS. It was on 2 tapes.
Yeah. But it's
some of you youngins don't know about that.
You can totally see the budget.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a period piece. He flew all over. I mean, they went to Mecca. I mean, yeah, they went all over the place.
There was some money in that movie, yeah. So the fact that movie didn't win. And some people saying that Black Klansman is kind of like a pity award. So he should have had an award a long time ago. It was just give him one.
Well, it's like when Scorsese finally got it for The Departed.
Yeah, or some people say when Denzel won it for Training Day. They saying it was basically a pity award because he should have won it for Malcolm X.
Yeah, and a lot of other shit. I mean, he's been in a bunch of...
It's Denzel. Why the fuck he didn't have all the awards?
Yeah.
What else we got? Bohemian Rhapsody, like you were saying. The Favorite is a period piece.
Yeah. Queens and shit.
Green Book. The other black dude, white dude movie, They Become Best Friends. Those are always Oscar contenders. Roma, don't really know what that is. This is A Star Is Born.
Yeah, that horse shit. That looked like shit, but whatever.
Okay.
Isn't that movie that's been remade how many times?
That shit back in the 30s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept doing that shit over and over again. So you don't think that's a worthy nomination?
I don't know. I just think because I think it's just the title automatically gets it. But I didn't see it. I don't give a shit either. I don't care about it, so I'm probably not going to see it. But,
okay. Didn't they come out at the same theater time as I think Ant-Man? I think he might have the same time as Ant-Man. I don't know. And Vice.
Well,
Vice,
Vice is that, the Dick Cheney
the
movie.
Dick Cheney movie, Christian Bale. Some people are saying Vice is in the same boat as Bohemian Rhapsody, where they're saying it's necessarily not a good movie, but the performance of the main actor blew everybody away that you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see that one either. Okay, Eli, let me ask you, out of the movies I just named, how many of these movies have you seen?
I saw Black Panther. I
Uh-huh.
saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I
Uh-huh.
saw Black Klansman.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Uh, well,
Roma, is that one? That's the one in Mexico, right? That's on Netflix. I should check that out.
I have
heard
no
that's
idea.
supposed to be good.
Maybe.
I heard like the actress, she's like the first indigenous actress ever nominated. That's what I hear. So
Okay.
I might have to, I might have to do that out of, obligation.
Represent. So yeah, and everybody's getting pissed over on Black Panther. Actually, Black Panther got a shitload of awards. I mean, shitload of nominations. I think he got like 7 at the most. Now, this is my thing. People are always complaining about the superhero movies always get snubbed. Superhero movies never make it. Superhero movies never have a chance. Now you finally have a superhero movie getting noticed and getting nominated. Now people are pissed. I don't know, Eli. I don't know.
Who's getting pissed though?
You know who. We're not gonna go there, but yeah.
But I'm noticing like only Black Panther's like nominated for Best Picture. They don't have anybody in acting. No,
they can. Well, right,
nope.
for Best Picture, but they do
Or
have it
director. No, the director is not nominated.
That's true, and I think they said it's the first time that happened or something.
Yeah, cinematography, not even cinematography.
Yeah, but it's got 7 other awards, and that's the thing. Like we
Yeah,
know
yeah, sound editing, sound mixing, production design, original
costumes.
score.
I think
Original song. Yeah, all the stars with Kendrick Lamar.
Now look, I'm gonna call it like it is. We
Costume
know,
design.
we know Black Panther was nominated only to get people to watch the movie, watch the award.
Yeah.
Because you put Black Panther's name in there, you know they're gonna get people tuned in. It's gonna get rated stuff like that. Even though we know it has no shot of winning.
Yeah.
Now, it is going to walk away with some other awards. Costume design, I can see that. Soundtrack, possibly. Set design, I can see that also. So I see it leaving with some awards, which if that happens, it still will be the MCU's first time ever winning any Academy Award. Right now, DC got 2 of them. They got none.
Oh, that fucking Star is Born is nominated for a bunch of their music shit.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff on there also. So, like I said, Black Panther is going to walk away with something. But
visual effects, man. Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War. People not talking about that one. It's nominated for Avengers War. I think that should be a no-brainer.
Solo. Ready Player One.
Honestly, I thought Ready Player One was too busy. That's just me. I mean, think about it. Avengers Infinity War. The entire bad guy was CGI.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers are CGI in that shit.
Right, but the main bad guy, like you could have a stormtrooper run around, some shit like that. But the main bad guy CGI, and to make him effective, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I think it should be a no-brainer. They should win for Infinity War. That's me.
Best actor. We should do our own Oscars. Like, what do we think should be nominated, and what do we think should win?
Honestly, these other boring ass movies I don't really care about. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Black Klansman should have got a nomination.
It's cool, but I didn't think it. Yeah, I guess from what I would think of an Oscar movie, I don't know.
Right, with an Oscar movie, I don't think so. Like people getting pissed off about Black Panther, I'm thinking about Black Klansman. I'm like, it was cool, it was okay. It's not Spike Lee's best movie. It's not his worst. It's like somewhere in the middle. It's cool. But I think when we're talking about movies like that strike that nerve, it was better movies that were made this year than Black Klansman. That's better at what that movie did than that. Oh, what's that?
I mean,
sorry to bother you.
Oh yeah, that shit was nuts.
Oh, The Hate You Give. People were going crazy over that movie.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, what's that other movie? Beale Street. That Beale Street movie.
I haven't seen that.
Haven't seen it either. But I'm just saying that where I think Black Klansman it was a good movie. I'm not knocking. It was a good movie. But it was just like, oh man, that just blew me away. The only thing that blew me away about the movie was like the last 5 minutes of it. When they actually showed like the riots.
When he kind of yeah.
That's what got
me.
I
thought it was like pretty funny. I mean, I thought it was quite dark. It was full of like this dark.
It was a dark comedy, but I don't know. Like I
Like
said,
the
it
shit
was
he said at the end when he finally admitted to Bill Duke.
right.
That shit was funny. But
God bless white America.
but just like the shit Adam Driver was funny. Like him acting.
Right.
like,
It was funny. Like I said, it was some good scenes in the movie, man. And it
yeah,
had a message. And it like I said, it is a movie you do need to see. I'm just saying,
yeah,
as far as Spike Lee's, movies,
yeah. I mean, I still think Crooklyn's the best thing he's ever done. But that's me because I lived in New York and that's the personal.
my favorite Spike Lee movie, Bamboozled.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that to me that movie blew me away.
That
Honestly.
was crazy too.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, he just pretty much threw every insane idea he could into that movie. But
That's like fucking Sorry to Bother You. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Yeah.
crazy, like on that level.
yeah, like that. That's like you're like, well, okay, we're like, it feels like you're going into the mind of the director. Like, okay, you want to see how crazy I really am? I'm gonna show you, and I love that shit.
Yeah. Well, as far as like a movie that moved me emotionally and blown me away cinematically,
Yeah.
I gotta go with Spider-Man, yo. That's Spider-Man.
Okay. The only thing I'm not gonna, and I agree with you. I mean, if you're talking about just movie overall, it needs to probably be in that nomination also. But I guess it's automatically disqualified because it's a cartoon. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying if I would my favorite movies of the year, like
Yeah,
you know.
and I'm with you. I'm with you on there. I think like if we didn't have that disqualification, or we're allowed to put animated movies in there, Into the Spider-Verse definitely should have been in there just for everything it was doing, technical aspect, the plot they were doing, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a reason it picked up steam and it's making so much money as it is now.
Yeah, just the emotional fucking beats that it had, and I was not expecting.
Oh, did we say the other reason why people are pissed about Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh yeah, because is this the segue?
This is the
Nice.
segue. This is the segue. I actually didn't want to do a segue. I wanted to do it at the same time, but yeah.
What's your rap name again? JJ Smooth or
JJ Spade? Yeah.
JJ Smooth?
Yeah.
What should be smooth for that?
I'm not smooth. That's why I didn't do it. So, but yeah. So basically, the other reason people are pissed about Bohemian Rhapsody is because of Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, in the Me Too movement, he has been getting more attention than what he normally has. For those that don't know, he was actually fired from Bohemian Rhapsody. He didn't even finish the movie.
Yeah.
He's been under
Tried to say it was because of health problems or something, or he left and he didn't return, so they just said fuck it and went on without him.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We've heard this before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, like I said, Bryan Singer is another one of those guys get hit with allegation after allegation after allegation. They almost fired him from X-Men Apocalypse, which probably should have anyway. That movie sucked. But and because he's a guy that needs to be looked at. I mean, is this going to be one of those datelines where it's going to take like some kind of a documentary to bring this guy down, or at least expose him and see what the hell is going on?
Yeah, or 20 years from now, it'll be like R. Kelly again. Like,
right? Like
we're gonna act surprised. 20
right?
years
Even though
from
we've been hearing this shit the entire time,
Yeah.
So are we gonna have to ban X-Men movies? I don't want to see them again. I mean, some of them should be banned anyway.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a fan anyway.
Yeah.
The ones I like, he didn't direct. So.
So you have a clean conscience.
Yeah. First Class and Logan. Those are my shits.
None of those guys ever touched a kid, so.
At least we so far we know. Who knows?
As far as we know, right?
As far as we know.
So, because the thing is, I think isn't he already on another project?
Oh, what is he? Isn't he? I don't know.
I think so. I'm trying to look it up, but I can't find it. I don't know. But he's already on another project already. He wasted no time. So that's the thing. He has all these allegations and he's still getting work. And people are comparing, Bryan Singer and R. Kelly, why the Me Too movement taking any one of these guys down, or why is R. Kelly getting so much attention and Bryan Singer isn't getting so much attention. I don't know. Something isn't right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and then the Sundance, they also.
He's supposed to be directing Red Sonja.
That's what it is. Red Sonja. Yeah, he's supposed to be directing that. Already getting ready to shoot that movie, even though he got all these allegations on him. So I don't know. All I'm saying is that when the smoke, there's fire. That's all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Can we talk about the video game news now? I probably had some other shit, but I'm
We're all
like, fuck
bummed
it
out.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, my Usual Suspects used to be one of my favorite movies.
And now you gotta have. Now you feel guilty even watching.
Yeah,
Like,
Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey in that shit.
like, fuck Kevin Spacey. Negotiated one of my favorite movies. You had to fuck that up.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So the video game news. Let's talk about that. I was gonna talk about Resident Evil 2. It's out. People love it. Don't read IGN's review because they didn't play the game. They got exposed for not playing the game. So don't listen to them. Movies all.
Yeah, I'm tempted to buy it, but if I do, it'll probably be months from now because I'm still playing through Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, they're saying it's best like the old game. You run through it, but you got to run through it 4 times to get the entire storyline and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah, because you played at different scenarios. Like the old game.
Oh yeah, because you played as Ada or the Ada Wong or no,
Ada Wong, Claire Redfield,
Claire.
Leon. Yep.
Yeah, Leon and I remember that shit.
Yes, you got to do all that. But here's the weird one I want to talk about in the video game section. Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like I said, Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out. I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming out this year. Looks insane. Graphics look insane. The fatalities are gory. It's so delicious. I want to play this for that. But for some reason, there's a fan petition that they want to add another character to it. And the character is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It's the weirdest thing. And the reason because Shaggy is a meme now. Okay, remember last decade when they had the Chuck Norris memes?
Last decade. Thanks, dude. I feel old.
Yeah, we're old as fuck now.
Hey, you remember that decade?
People don't want to acknowledge the 2000s as last decade. The shit was 20 years ago.
Damn.
We're old as fuck. If your kid was born in 2002, he's what, 18 now? 17?
16. My kid was born in 2002.
Okay, but about to be 17. That's my whole point. If your kid was born in 2000, he's old enough to smoke cigarettes? Or some shit. Have sex. I don't know. One of those things.
Vote.
Vote, yeah. Go to war. Get drafted. Yeah. So all those things are going on right now. So like I said, last decade they had the Chuck Norris meme where Chuck Norris does this, Chuck Norris does this. So apparently the meme is ascended. It's been attached to Shaggy now for some reason. So now Shaggy is supposed to be the most powerful motherfucker in the universe. And they got all these memes about how he's at 1%. He can beat up everybody. Some of this shit I don't get, But anyway, when you start, I don't know. I guess we're too old for that shit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't know Shaggy was that tough.
Yeah, apparently Shaggy is the baddest motherfucker in the world now.
What's going to be his, fatality? Like, he's going to eat somebody? Because that's all I remember him doing. They're always, Scooby snacks. And
we know what Scooby snacks were.
Yeah.
He wasn't eating them.
But that's all they wanted to do was eat shit. They were always eating. They're always hungry.
But we know why they was always hungry.
Yeah, I know. Is that going to be his fatality?
Probably so. Yeah, just smoke him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just grab somebody and just eat them. Make a sandwich.
Hey, I'd play it. But the thing is, it's possible because here's the thing. Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat now.
Right.
And they own Scooby-Doo. So legally, they can put Shaggy in the game with no problem.
They could put Scooby in it.
They can put Scooby in it. They can put the whole Mystery Machine and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what they do? The guy that makes Mortal Kombat is so weird, he might do this shit.
Yeah.
He's like, just fuck it. Just for shits and giggles, he'll do it. I mean, Ninja Turtles ain't Injustice, but I guess it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Whatever. Now, that being said, can we move on to the meat of the podcast?
All right.
It took us forever to get here, but we finally got here. Okay, so like I said, this is the meat of the podcast where we talk about comic books. We talk about comic books came with the last week. And I think we're just going to just dive into it. Eli, let's tackle both this bad boy. Let's tackle, name of the book. Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Yeah, #1.
Now, here's the thing. If you're a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, this is nothing like that.
No, it is not.
Just giving you a disclaimer, so don't think you're going to read any of this shit you recognize. So let me just go through it real quick and just give you a quick synopsis. Basically, if you're anybody who's been reading the Infinity Wars book, which is nobody, not even us, anyway, Thanos died by getting his head chopped off. He's been decapitated. So we're actually at Thanos' funeral, hosted by his brother Star Fox. Those who don't know who Star Fox is, he's basically the Avenger with the power to sexually molests women. That's the reason you don't see him a lot. But anyway, he's having a funeral for his brother Thanos. But he has a message that he wants, and he's invited like all the heavy hitters, the most powerful people in the universe to, look at Thanos' funeral. Thanos gives a message basically saying, "You guys think I'm dead. You're only saying it because my head is chopped off. But guess what? I'm not really dead because I took my conscience and downloaded into another body that you guys don't know about. But when he finds you guys, you're all fucked." And then the message goes off. And so basically they have Thanos is basically saying that he's been reincarnated into another body, which they have no idea. And there's the reason Star Fox is invite all these guys here, because he's saying, I invited you guys here because you're the most powerful motherfuckers in the universe. But notice the Avengers aren't here because I need you guys to do some wet work for me. We'll have to kill a bunch of people. Because if we find out that Thanos is this guy and that guy, we'll take him out. Just kill him. Just be done with it. Chop his head off. We can't let him grow to be another Thanos. So while they're doing that, they get attacked by Nowhere. Now, Nowhere is a celestial. Yeah, you've seen the movie. They've been attacking him because Nowhere has been hijacked by the Black Order, who has came to basically take back Thanos. They're under orders by another bad guy to take down Thanos. While they do that, they get into a fight. You got Silver Surfer, you got Better Rebuild, you got blah, blah, blah. You got all these folks, stuff like that. They're attacking, stuff like that. They try to bomb them. Silver Surfer takes the bomb, throws in the bomb in space, but the bomb is so powerful, it creates a hole into space. So after the Black Order kidnaps Thanos, they stick him on Nowhere, they fly off. Meanwhile, the Sanctuary, which the ship they're on right now, gets sucked into that wormhole, whatever like that, and only a few of them get out, and they have to be rescued by Star-Lord and Groot, because they're the only Guardian members left. Rocket, nobody knows what happened to him. Drax is dead. Gamora is evil. And I think that's all of them. Yeah. So Star-Lord is able to rescue some of them, and the ones he rescued is Beta Ray Bill, Phyla L, who is Captain Marvel's daughter, not Carol, but the other one. I think Moonstone. I'm not sure if he rescued Moonstone or not. And Cosmic Ghost Rider, who for some reason, how is he alive?
I have no idea. So that's the thing, as I picked this up, pretty much because of, it was Donny Cates doing it.
Right.
And right away I figured out, oh damn, I should have been reading all that Cosmic Ghost Rider. And I didn't even finish that Infinity Wars arc that happened last year. I was like, damn.
Nobody did.
I wasn't sure what was going on currently. Yeah. But I was still able to follow along pretty okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know why Cosmic Ghost Rider is here, but hey, he's here. Fuck it, just go with it.
Yeah, so. That shit's gonna be on. Is it on Marvel Unlimited yet?
Not yet.
So I was gonna check it out. I was gonna wait till it got on there.
The whole Thanos run is on there, which is fucking awesome, but not the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which it'll eventually be on there. So yeah, like I said, so now there is a brand new Guardians of the Galaxy team. They have like 100 folks on the cover of the team because they're like, some of these people will be on the Guardians of the Galaxy team, but basically the team is now Star-Lord, Groot, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Beta Ray Bill, Phyla L, and maybe Moonstone, but I can't remember if Moonstone made it or not. Basically, everybody else is dead. Silver Surfer, Gladiator, all those, they didn't make it out. So everybody else not on the cover that you saw that I just named, they're dead. Darkhawk, dead. Fuck him, he sucked anyway. So, yeah, overall, I get the book 1 out of 5. I mean, Donny Cates is being Donny Cates. Dude has like an imaginative mind. Like, he's just really out there. I like that shit.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of setting up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Who Thanos could be. That seems pretty intriguing.
I mean, if Marvel hasn't done it yet, just give him Cosmic Marvel. Just give it to him and just let him run wild.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like I said, I've never been well versed in Cosmic Marvel, so
yeah.
I'm not too familiar with a lot of the characters, other than the shit in the movies. But I was still I was still able to follow along. I just checked it out because he was writing it, and it was a #1. Yeah. And I would say, well, if this is a #1, and let's see if it can be a jumping on point for someone who's not into this shit or knows what the hell's going on.
Right. It's pretty much like I said, Thanos is dead. How he died is inconsequential. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we forgot to tell the ending. Who's running the Black Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hella.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil. Yeah, Hela. Hela is running the Black Order because she wants to resurrect Thanos. So yeah, but she understands if she resurrect Thanos and pull Thanos from death, then death is gonna wage war on them. So
But does Death love Thanos like that? No.
I always thought death friend zone Thanos.
That's what I thought.
I don't know.
But it basically turned Thanos back into, Captain Save-A-Ho.
Right. Which you pretended like it was over, but nah, you can't quit her.
Yeah, it's like that's why I was like Thanos was always it was all over a chick,
Right.
All this
Even with the Infinity Gauntlet, can't get you out of the friend zone.
I am a man who will fight. That's like Thanos' theme.
Right. That's why I'm glad they took that out the movie. They make him look like such a pussy boy in the comics.
Yeah, that's yeah. Thanos is just a lover boy, just a heartthrob or heart aching lover boy.
At the heart of the story, it's a love story. It's a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you go with the next book.
I guess since we're on Marvel, I'll do Immortal Hulk number 12. And continues to be just nuts. This book. It's like Hulk in Hell Part 2. Hulk and McGee, the journalist, what's her name? McGee or traveling through hell in search of the Green Door, the source of the Hulk's power. They find a version of the Hulk's father, and the
Robert
book,
Banner. Okay.
yeah, basically flashbacks of the Hulk's father's life and how he was angry and how that put the seeds of anger into Bruce. So it's kind of a depressing issue when you think about it. It's just the flashbacks of Bruce Banner's childhood and what the shit his dad was doing. Feeding what would become the rage that the Hulk would feed on. This series continues to be great. The art is great. Bringing the Hulk back to his horror roots. The end was quite the doozy. They get to the Green Door, and it's like the Hulk was like, I am the world breaker. I am the breaker of worlds. I was like, holy shit. And that ends right there. I give it a 4 out of 5. This series is awesome. I'm still on it. So, yeah.
I'm trying to see how they're going to survive the World Breaker. The World Breaker could literally break the world. That's the whole point.
Well, he's in hell. They're in hell right now. So.
Oh, so break hell. Fuck it.
Yeah, they're going to break hell. The Hellbreaker. I always thought that was I wanted to name a band World Breaker, but there's already like a bunch of breaker bands. So.
Right, so you just get kind of swallowed up with the rest of them. So now I get it. All right. Next book I'm going to read is from Wonder Comics. This is the line from DC Comics that Brian Michael Bendis started. And the name of this, and I actually reviewed one last week also, which was Young Justice, which was also on that line. This is the second book from this line, which is Naomi #1. So, yes, Eli, this is a black chick on the cover, so I am obligated to read this book. So, it's Brian Michael Bendis, so yes. But it's not just Brian Michael Bendis. It's Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker. David F. Walker has actually made a bunch of awesome comics also, and they decided to combine together and make one book. So, basically what we have going on is, I'm just going to break down and tell you a story. So, they are in this small town. The town is never named. We don't know what the town is. And all of a sudden, the town is attacked by Mongol. Mongol is breaking shit. Superman flies down. They get to fighting. They're there for like about 15, 17 seconds, something like that. And then they fly off. That's it. But like I said, this town has never seen a superhero come to the town before. So they're just freaking out like, oh, wow, Superman was here. That's like the most important thing that has ever happened to the town. Like, that's fucking awesome. So the whole book is pretty much them just talking about how awesome Superman is. The young girls are like falling out saying how cute Superman is and stuff. Superman comes back and helps fix the town up again. And then, and that's how it goes on. And then Naomi, who is like this girl, this high school girl, she's there. And, she never she doesn't even see Superman. She just heard Superman was there, but she never actually sees Superman there. She talks to a therapist. A therapist said, oh, you just obsessed with Superman because you want to be Superman. It's called the Superman complex, which if you're reading a psychology book, is actually a real thing. We're not going to go into that. And she says, no, I don't have a Superman complex. I don't want to be Superman. I just want to know, was he here? Because every time Superman comes there, she misses him. So but then she hears a rumor from one of her friends that's talking about Superman stuff like that. She's like, yeah, it's not the first time a superhero came here. A superhero came here a while ago too. Like, so why have we never heard about it? I don't know. And then even the story of Superman being there never made the news. She checked all over the websites, all over YouTube, all of the news. Superman come to the town fight Mongol was never there. And she was like, well, maybe he fights so many people, they don't have time to make that story. She's like, no, something's not right here. Superman was here. I didn't see him. There's no news reports on him, but everybody's saying he was here. And they're saying there was another superhero here a while ago, but nobody won't say anything about it. Nobody remembers him. So she talks to this one guy, this mechanic. And his mechanic says, oh, you mean a superhero that was here a while ago? I remember him. Oh, you do? Yeah, but you can't tell anybody about it. This hero was here 17 years ago. And then she starts doing the numbers, start adding up. She's like, oh, that was the time I was adopted? So she thinking maybe she had something to do with that, and it's a cover-up in the town. And that's how the book ends. So a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue. It was a cool book because the thing is, it didn't read like a superhero. It read like an indie book. That's what it read like. And that's the thing. And that's what makes Bendis Bendis. He's an indie writer that writes superhero comics. And that's kind of his whole thing. And that's what this book felt like. So it was pretty interesting, especially when the book was pretty much giving the regular town giving their interpretation of what they think of Superman, because they live in a world with Superman. That was pretty cool. So overall, give the book a 4 out of 5. I'm actually interested in this. I want to see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, and people can't get mad this time. You got mad at Riri Williams, and you got mad at Miles Morales because you're saying you're taking existing characters and turning them into somebody else. This is not a what I want to say, a bait and switch or a palette swap or anything like that.
This isn't the new Wonder Woman.
This isn't Wonder Woman. This isn't Nubia. Anything. This is a brand new character. We don't know. As far as we don't know she has powers. She's just a girl. But it was a girl just living in Superman's world, and it was an interesting story. It's Bendis. You hate Bendis. Love Bendis. He's bringing a different dynamic to DC that I think DC needs right now. So that's all. He's the hero we need, not the hero we deserve. So that's all I got.
All right, cool. Well, I guess I'll go with Bitterroot number 3. So this is that horror comic written, David F. Walker.
Oh, damn. He's been busy.
Yeah, co-writing with Chuck Brown. Artists are Sanford Green and Rico Renzi. So this is Image. This is that horror book that I've been reading, which I think is great. It's basically like a black version of Evil Dead. You have this family of these demon hunters that go around killing these things called the Jinnu, which are basically these demons that feed on negative energy, and they possess people and make them, demon out and shit. So that's what they've been doing. This takes place like in the 30s in Harlem. And so this is number 3. Lot of shit going on right now. There's like 3 different storylines kind of interweaving each other. You have what's going on in Harlem with some of the family members have been infected by a Jinnu. You have that going on. Then you have these other 2 characters that are revealed to be angels or something. Kind of weird shit going on. They're not actually humans, that they're angels or something, angels of vengeance, and they feed on infected souls. It's weird. And then you have what's going on in Mississippi. You have Ford. He's another family member living in Mississippi. He's hunting, the demons down in who are basically a bunch of KKK members.
Okay.
So that's going on. So that's just like revealing all these the plot is thickening. It's issue 3, and all this shit's going on. It's still really cool. I still really dig it. There's this really cool scene where there's like a splash page of all this action. You have the cops raid Harlem because they were attacked by that monster. So they basically, we got to go to Harlem. They got monsters in Harlem. There's monsters in Harlem. We got to go get them. So there's like a scene where it's just like a big splash page of the cops just beating up everybody in Harlem. And then, juxtaposed with Ford down in Mississippi fighting the KKK demon shit. So I thought that was really cool, you know, because what would normally be like something tragic and sad was also like that, you know, juxtaposed with something cool and empowering, you know. I guess, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just digging this book. I think it's really cool. Yeah, Bitterroot number 3. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. So I'm still on it.
Okay, shoot. You got any more?
That's it.
I'm booked out. That's all I got. Okay. Yeah, definitely. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, we have our sister podcast, Geek Sav. We have other podcasts. We have Comics Cast, which I'm interested in hearing what they think about these books we just talked about. This Geeks and Comics, Voodoo TV, Instruments and Instruction. I finally got that right. Cool. Get Valiant. I think I named them all. If I'm getting one. Oh well, I remember next week. What's going? Oh yeah, I just want to talk about something. Yeah, Eli, my birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah, well, technically not tomorrow, but the time this podcast come out, it'll be tomorrow. So when you guys are hearing it, my birthday will be tomorrow. So wish me happy birthday, whatever like that. Yeah, that's all we got going on. And
got plans?
Not really. I don't know. I feel like something might happen, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to sit there and just see what happens.
Get a lap dance?
Probably. I don't know. Go to strip club, and I can't go to the strip club in Jackson. They shoot too much down here. I don't know. They're all in the hood. You know how it is. Yeah,
there's a strip club like right down the street from me, right next door to a laundromat. Yeah, I don't go there.
Yeah, I mentioned. What, the laundromat or the strip club?
Yeah, I don't go to both.
Either one of them. Okay. Like I said, we'll talk to you guys next week. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel. Yeah. Cool. Thing off.